Hey guys, so I wanted to do something a little different today, seeing as how it is spooky Halloween month. So I thought it'd be a good idea to show you guys one of my favorite places on the internet, and that is the Reddit thread r/ImSorryJon. So what this is basically a place where people go to post these weird images they create of Garfield basically turning into some sort of demon creature and terrorizing his owner John. Now, before I begin, I will warn you that there are some disturbing images I'm going to show you here. Basically, the goal for people is to draw the most disgusting, messed up version of Garfield that you can imagine. So even though it's just drawings, there will be some disturbing images. So if you don't like that kind of thing, feel free to click off now. But if you like messed up Garfield, let's take a look at some of my favorite images from this Reddit thread. So here we... I apologize for that jump scare, but as I mentioned, things are going to get spooky, so sorry if anybody pooed themselves there, but you've been warned. So first up, we have this image here of Garfield, and it appears that some sort of demon, or possibly the devil, is coming out of his mouth and saying, "Bring me Odie." So I'm not sure if they want Odie to eat or why they're looking for Odie, but I thought this was a cool one. Up next, we have two images from the same artist. You can tell by the style of the brushstrokes and the way they draw their text box. The first one saying the lasagna is unsatisfactory, John. So I imagine that John would have fed Garfield some lasagna, and then when he went to go check on Garfield, this is what he found laying on the kitchen floor. And then on the right, we have I have become Monday, which, if you don't know, Garfield despises Monday, so he is becoming the incarnation of the thing that he hates the most. And I do like the scale of Garfield in this picture, as you can see the little house below him, so he's obviously grown in size quite a bit. Up next is a bit of a different one. This one, I guess John is the crazy one here, but it appears that he has sewed Odie and Garfield together, and Garfield is saying, "John, why?" And John is singing the theme song to the show Cat Dog. If you don't know what that is, it is a Nickelodeon show, who I am currently suing, by the way, about a cat and a dog who are combined into one creature. So I guess John has turned Garfield and Odie into Cat Dog. This one here, you can tell the artist is a pretty legitimate artist. Garfield has become this giant beast. I do like the people that are inside of his rib cage, and also I like that his eyes are coming out of his mouth now. It's like the real creature inside of Garfield. He's got some cool antlers he's grown, and I don't know what the deal with John is. I'm not sure if he hasn't realized what's happening yet and is walking into it, or what's going on there, but pretty cool nonetheless. Up next, we have an ink drawing of Garfield here, and Garfield is asking, "Why is my plate empty, John?" And he's holding his little plate there. My favorite one about this is the facial expression, particularly the eyes. I thought were pretty great, and I don't know, it's something about the neck that really grosses me out, but very well done. Up next, we have this one here, and it just says, "It's Monday, John." And it looks like Garfield is growing out of the ceiling, maybe. And I'm not sure if he's vomiting out his insides here, or if he's supposed to be eating some sort of demonic spaghetti or something like that. But very well done, very cool. Now this one is a real-life lasagna, and this is, I think, the top-rated image in this subreddit. But as you can see, Garfield is in the middle of the lasagna. It is a side view of him. You can see his curly tail on the left, and his demon tongue on the right, and his skinny legs, and his back is arched over. And I'm assuming this is just a mistake. This is just like a coincidence. I don't know. But it is a little weird that Garfield does eat lasagna. It's his favorite food. And he is here. So up next we have, this one's really cool. The artist has made it so it looks like Garfield is coming out of the lines of paper. So I'm guessing they took a sheet of blank paper and just drew the lines in so they could warp it like that. And I like his face and his teeth and his little tentacles. And the last one here, this is by the same artist, these two images, and again, you can tell that they are pretty legitimate artists here. The one on the left is saying, "All this for a dog, John?" And then John at the bottom is saying, "Yeah." Clearly this is John Wick, not John Arbuckle, but very cool. And I think the angle of this image is really well done. The perspective is really cool. And then on the right, again, same artist. I have the image reversed, so it's easier to look at, but you can see Garfield is saying, "I can protect you, John." And John is laying there on the ground in front of his creepy face. You can see the corpses hanging out of Garfield's rib cage. I like to imagine these are all the people that have not been nice to John, and Garfield has gone and taken care of them for him. Lots of details in this image. Very cool stuff. Those are some of my favorite ones from r/ImSorryJon. But I figured if I'm going to make this video, I should probably take a stab at this and make one of my own. So here is my attempt at an r/ImSorryJon post.
Garfield.
On a side note, I recently let Liberty into the Patreon basement, so thanks for joining us, Liberty. From what I can hear, sounds like things are going pretty well down there, and they are having a good time with their new friend. So if you'd like to join the basement with the other Patreons, with the other Patreon supporters, there's a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.